Hello, it is 5th of February 2024, 12:25 p.m. I know I said I'm not gonna do a video for a bit, but I want to try to make a quick one. I was just thinking, lying on my bed, about mutation that ends all mutation, or something like that. And I know there's already a lot of adaptations to, prevent mutations, like apoptosis, proofreading, repair, and there's probably other stuff. But they're also designed in a way to not be 100% efficient. Although the 100% inefficiency, I don't know if that's achievable to begin with. 100% efficiency is achievable to begin with. So I was thinking about that. But what would prompt a species to mutate some sort of adaptation that completely negates mutation? And if it's such a fundamental level, I was thinking it must be something that happens on like a DNA level, like DNA expression, like controlling expression, something that would be very consistent, like the homeobox genes, or some sort of like fundamental prompt, like what was it? Something about chromatin division or centromere, some sort of genes there. It can't mutate too much, because then it causes a bunch of different problems, like non-disjunction, and basically there'll be prenatal problems, or like just whatever offspring that the mutation is contained in will not survive the birth. So it has to be some sort of fundamental prompt for some genes that can control expression levels that would help prevent mutation, from ever happening. And that would, part of that prompt would be, and this is sci-fi, basically hypothetical, but the prompt would be that the species have reached a point where any form of adaptation, any form of mutation would be disadvantageous. I was saying, is that possible? Or are there like species that could, reach that point? Or, there's like that story of like all species eventually lead to crab or something. It's kind of bullshit. It's not. It's more. It's a certain set of species that end up getting like a crab-like feature, but because it happens in a similar, they live in a similar environment, is literally just an example of convergent evolution. And people are going wild about everyone's turning into crabs. That's not how it works. So, but something like that, where maybe there is an end goal for biology where there is like a universal goal where it's so perfected that it doesn't matter what environment it is in. But then I was thinking, or wouldn't it make more sense if that sort of mutation negating mutation rises in humanity, and it's not from such a anthropocentric mindset of human species are reaching that level of universally perfected gene, but more so um, that our natural selection is beyond genetics, it's social cultural, and therefore there is no, I mean, there is still, certain biological problems, but it seems more significant. Social cultural fitness seems way more significant compared to any form of adaptation to the environment, because we have technologies to adapt that for us, for our survival. Um, so wouldn't it make sense for humans to eventually evolve mutations that negate mutations? Maybe millions of years. I mean, there's a whole idea that social cultural, there is still a lot of biological aspects to it, including our mind. Maybe there'll be some sort of adaptation, mutation in our neurons to help better navigate the social cultural labyrinth of fitness, whatever. I mean, that could be it. So, mutation to negate mutation wouldn't happen. Well, then I was thinking, well, what if, it's the case that social cultural fitness is really so dominant that biological fitness really doesn't matter anymore. A mutation really just becomes something, it becomes a negative no matter what. Yeah. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it is reductionist because expression levels change on epigenetic level. I'm like the whole variation in our body is more nuanced, but then maybe that could stay, but mutation itself, I'm thinking like, how about crossing over? Maybe that could stay as well. I don't know. I mean, it's hypothetical, so it has to be a bit reductionist. But then I'm thinking, so if the social cultural fitness is a prompt to provide this mutation that negates all mutation, I'm thinking, well, they'll still take millions of years, but then we do have, or it's still, developing, but we do have the genetic technology right now in the near future to sort of change that, to be able to edit genes on a germline level. So we could voluntarily prompt that instead of waiting for, even if it's social cultural, it is natural selection, right? For that mutation to arise, we could provide that, and then this mutation to negate mutation might become a pretty something that happens pretty early on. And then it's interesting one thing it's interesting to think of how we perceive existence and species and biology as ever changing. But what if we can put a stop to it, and this, speculative evolution where humans become so different and subjectively seem disfigured is a hard science fiction, and we stay like this for millions of years to come if we can survive it. And it's interesting that there's basically two prompts here that could lead us to have the mutation to negate mutation, which is, of course, the social cultural fitness and / non-biological fitness, and our ability to actively prompt, or not prompt, it goes past prompt, actively input that new mutation or adaptation to negate mutation. Just something I thought about. Cool stuff. I wonder what the consequence would be. Well, one thing, if that's really possible, cancer wouldn't be a thing. Yeah, cancer wouldn't be a thing. Because cancer always comes from proto-oncogene or tumor suppressors. There's no way a cancer can become cancer without mutation. Yeah, but maybe there'll be some sort of new non-communicable disease that's like cancer because of how long the cells live for. But then if we have the mutation to not have mutations, we would have the ability, we would probably be more safe to activate the telomerase, right? Maybe that's the way to, extend life. But there must be negative consequences to mutations negating mutations. But then on an individual level, a lot of the necessary change in expression levels, I feel that's more to do with epigenetics than mutations. It's hard to say. Yeah. This is something to think about. I had one more thing I wanted to say. Can't remember, but that's it. So turns out yesterday I didn't do much. Today has to be the day. The moment I turn this off, I'm gonna take a shower and take out the trash. And then finally the seller messaged me, so I'll contact the seller telling them to refund my cups. And I will bike to the mall to buy the cups. Or bottle. I guess they're not cups, they're bottles. Come back. I'll buy it quickly. Come back. I really want to use the air fryer. Because I bought it, I haven't even opened it out of the box. So I gotta make the dry, and yeah, I'll take a shower. I'll make the dry seasoning and the, what do you call it? The batter, because the batter can rise a bit, so I'll do that first, put it in the fridge, and then honestly, I'll probably take time to do that. So in the meantime, I could also boil some eggs. Or no. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'll do that, and then I'll take out the trash, and then the go to the mall and get the bottles, cups. Yeah. The thing is, the major problem with my room cleaning was that I had so many papers and so many documents, and I already finished like filing them. I bought files, so that's done. That was the most tedious part. Now I just have a bunch of boxes I have to throw away, and probably the clothes in the back. I should fold them away, and I also have to wash new ones. I could do that right before I leave. Yeah, I think that would be good. So that would, force me to be in the mall very quickly, so I can come back. Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan. Um, that's it. Short one. I hope I can keep it concise like this.